Hey folks, Darth-Alice here once again, and I wanted to show you my newly completed Starkiller saber. This is one that I've had around here for a little while, and some of you have seen it before. It's been through a couple revamps. It had a full-size igniter with 7.4 volt battery, which it worked, but it was a little bit too tight for my liking and too hard to get into for SD card access. This one has an igniter mini with a 3.7 volt battery. I'm running from the custom saber shop. It's a Panasonic 3400 milliamp. Also, if you look at this thing, it's a non-production model. In other words, the only thing that's standard on this is a 5-inch section of MHS. The rest of this, the whole top section, the crystal chamber, everything, I built from scratch out in my shop on my lathe and mills. So here we go. Let me fire this thing up. It's got a lot of content. One thing to note too, this has Lord Blako's complete font package for the Starkiller The Force Unleashed 1 video game, including, let me see, there's a total of, again, 9 fonts. There's like 1,700 wave files and sounds, and 56 music tracks on this thing, and ambient soundtracks. So it's loaded. Boot up. And the blinkies come on. Start running their pattern. There's 4 LEDs built into the crystal chamber for accent. So let me set this down here. I'm just going to go through the menu.
At last, the dark side is your ally. Rise, mine apprentice. What is your will, my master? Your training is nearly complete. It's time to face your first true test. Your spies have located a Jedi. Yes, Master Ron Kota. He's attacking a critical Imperial shipyard. Destroy him and bring me his lightsaber. I shall leave at once, Master. The Emperor cannot discover you. Need no witnesses. Kill everyone aboard, Imperials and Kota's men alike. As you wish, my master.
Okay, this one, each font has quite a long intro on it, which again, if you want to feel like you're immersed in the video game, there you go. But here I'm going to kick on some of the ambience tracks. And of course that's a TIE Factory. So I mean, even just sitting there on idle, you get that cool sound of the background of the TIE Factory and what's happening. There's like 6 tracks I think on the first one. And then of course the original, the first Force Unleashed soundtrack, that when you're running through the TIE Factory, having to fight stormtroopers and you know, take out all the different objectives and get your holocrons. Like I said, I'm going to end up having to make about 3 videos to show all these fonts, because it'd be ridiculous for to sit here for a half hour seeing it happen. And back to the ambience. I can fire up the saber. And what I'm going to do is put in an industrial action 7/8 of an inch saber blade with a core. I do like these. And we fire it up. There we go. And then dual phase. I got a nice bright blade on this too, bright red. Now of course you're not going to hear the hum when you've got the ambience package going, so I'll shut this down. Turn off the hum package. There we go. Then fire the saber back up. There you go, and then the Starkiller hum going on.
No, that's impossible.
Of course there's 100 FX quotes just on this first font. Dual phase into compressed yellow lightsaber crystal. Blaster. And of course I do this like I do all my other sabers. I like to have random color on blaster, so it's going to shoot a different color every time from a different enemy. Lock up. I chose blue. Alright, back dual phase. Alright, that's the first font. The first 3 fonts I tried to keep with the game, so I've done a combination of reds and yellows and different fluctuation patterns to the blade on each.
Roger, give me the target. Imperial records, Master Ron Koda was a respected general in the Clone Wars.
You're hunting Jedi.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice.
And again, right out of the video game. So here, let's listen to see what we've got for ambience. Music track. Another music track. And the neat thing too is there's enough venting around this crystal chamber that it's driving sound up through the chamber itself. So this saber it's pretty loud. I'm running a 2-watt Railmaster in this thing, 8-ohmer, and it's got a good resonance chamber, full rail chassis on the inside of this thing, and it's easy to get to the SD card on this saber, as everything I've done in this thing is done with Teflon coated wire. I'm having to speak loudly to go over the top of this thing. Ambience. Alright, then we shut that off.
My spies have located another Jedi. Castan Paratus is far more powerful than you.
Yep, and we're into the Raxus Prime section, which I've got the first one and Imperial Raxus Prime stacked next to each other for 3 and 4.
One step closer to your destiny, the Emperor.
Compressed yellow, or compressed golden blade. Blaster. Yeah, and that's of course back to a red blade again. And again, I've got this thing set up when you go to further fonts, there's blues, there's greens, there's purple. I even did a silver to eventually use one of Turgan's black blades on this thing. Somebody had that request. And back to yellow. Lock up. Oh yeah, Junk Titan. And there we go, folks. This is almost an 8-minute long video, me just showing you a couple fonts. Like I said, this thing is loaded to the gills with Lord Blaco's sound font package. And thanks again to Lord Blaco for creating such a specialized font package for the Igniter R4. And in my opinion, as a smith, I believe this is the perfect saber for this to be living in. So once again, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.